Good morning and welcome to The Platform, the pinnacle of all discussions here in the studios of Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. It is midweek edition. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd day in the month of July. This morning on The Platform, we are visiting the status of our service chiefs vis-a-vis the level of insecurity in Nigeria. It may not be the first time that the National Assembly would be demanding the exit of the service chiefs, but what has really changed this time around? Well, though the presidency has dismissed the call, some Nigerians are also alarmed at the recent resignation of some soldiers who are on the forefront in the battle against insurgency in the Northeast. I am Chioma Nkwanta. Worried by the spike in military casualty and serial killings in the north and other parts of Nigeria, bandits and insurgents, the Senate yesterday called on Nigeria's service chiefs to step aside as the country continues to grapple with security challenges. Senators made the call during plenary in reaction to a motion by Senator Ali Ndume. Now, Senator Ali Ndume moved his motion on the back of the recent ambush of soldiers in Katsina and the alleged voluntary resignation of some soldiers. According to the senator, both developments and others are worrying. Despite his concerns about security situation in the country, Senator Ndume did not call for the dismissal of the service chiefs. Neither did he demand that they should step aside. The call for them to step aside was made following an additional prayer to his motion in the course of deliberations. Senator Francis Fadahusi actually made the call for the service chiefs to step aside as part of his contributions to the discourse on the motion. Other senators okayed the move and passed the resolution for the service chiefs who have been in office since July 2015 to step aside.
The Senate notes with concern the various reports of casualties among the Nigerian Army and other security agencies. The Senate further notes that just recently, 24 soldiers were ambushed and killed along Damboa Maiduguri Road in Borno State. 19 were wounded and 9 were declared missing in action. The Senate is disturbed that in Katsina again, about 20 soldiers were also ambushed and killed, while several others were wounded. The number of civilian casualties is not known. The Senate is concerned that if the trend continues, it will have serious implications on the fight against insurgency, banditry, and other forms of criminality in the country. The Senate notes that recently it has been alleged that over 236 soldiers voluntarily resigned their engagement or appointment with the Nigerian Army.
Calls of service chiefs to step aside for new ideas to come in so as to energize our security system.
Mr. President, I'd like to second the motion as ably moved that the service chiefs step aside for new people to come in. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the additional prayer by Senator Francis Fadahusi say aye. Those against say nay. Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues.
Senator Ali Ndume speaks further on the motion.
To step aside. The major intentment of the motion was one, to really appreciate, condole, and observe a minute's silence in the honor of our fallen heroes who have put their life on line, and within the span of 2-3 weeks, 42 or more of those soldiers were lost and 192 civilians were killed. That was the main intention of the motion. And secondly, to also urge the federal government to, as a matter of urgency also, equip the Nigerian Army, give them the necessary funds and the support in order to execute these various challenges. 3 major challenges that we are facing in the north: insurgency in the northeast, banditry in the northwest, and then, you know, in the north central we have this issue of herdsmen and cattle rustlers, even though that has gone down now. But as you can see, after I moved the motion, and as it is in the National Assembly, a senator, moved a motion for additional prayers, and that was where we lost the major intentment. I still stand, and I use this opportunity to say, look, you can't ask from those that don't have. The Nigerian army doesn't have the number. They are not well equipped. They don't have the necessary modern technology. They are not funded, and you cannot expect them to perform, or anybody to perform magic. If the army have to succeed in the security challenges that we are facing, then the Nigerian government have to stand up, give them the necessary equipment, the resources they need, and then you can say, oh, if you don't do this within so time, you are gone. But right now, as you can see, we lost 18 or 20 soldiers in Katsina as a result of ambush. If you had, those army had a simple drone that can go to 30, 40 kilometers ahead of them as a kind of surveillance to see what is on their targeted place, they will not be going there unprepared.
That was Senator Ali Ndume speaking further on the motion. Now, this morning on the platform, we are revisiting the status of our service chiefs vis-a-vis the level of insecurity in Nigeria. It may not be the first time that the National Assembly would be demanding the exit of the service chiefs, but what has really changed this time around? The presidency has dismissed the call, and some Nigerians are also alarmed at the recent resignation of some soldiers who are on the forefront in the battle against insurgency in the Northeast. And this morning, on the program, we are being joined by a security expert and system coordinator of Interpol, Chief Chikwe Udensi. He will be joining us this morning on the program via phone to discuss this particular topic. This is the platform on Flow 94.9 FM, the pinnacle of all discussions. Joining us this morning on the platform is a security expert and system coordinator of Interpol, Chief Chikwe Udensi. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, my dear. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Sir, we are definitely not hearing about the poor performances of the service chiefs for the first time. But let's start with the resignation of over 30 soldiers from the war theater in the north. Is it a good or bad sign?
It's a horrible sign, not just good or bad. It is horrible. It is an indictment on our security system in the country. The National Assembly 2 days ago passed a resolution asking Mr. President to remove the service chiefs. It is not just enough to pass resolutions. Their job is to change laws. Today, security in our country is within the exclusive list. By exclusive list, I mean that it's only the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has the capacity to outline the command and control and also change service chiefs. Nobody else can do that within our laws.
Yeah.
So what they should do is to find a way to decentralize the security apparatus, the command and control security apparatus in the country. If they cannot do that, then the passing resolutions is not going to work. Especially when you all know that the president we have today is not very sensitive to criticisms. In fact, the more you criticize him, the more he holds his position strong. So, the fact of the matter is that the security chiefs have not performed very well. Even the president himself said so. He said that they have tried their best, but that their best is not good enough for the country. But then, the fact as an insider in the security apparatus of the country, as a security consultant, we can criticize them all we can, that they have not done their best. Do they have the tools to do their best? Do they have the tools to work with? I can tell you without any fear of any kind of contradiction that the tools are not there. We don't have the tools. The other day, we were told that the general is being court-martialed for saying the truth. The general says that the tools are not there. We were showed on the internet where our soldiers in the front pushing some of the equipment we have, the vehicles, they were pushing armored vehicles because they're no more serviceable.
All right.
They're not serviceable. They're not serviceable. I was even also shocked to find out that they are using two-way radios to communicate. Two-way radios are not encrypted. The Boko Haram suspects that were caught the other day, I saw the equipment. I was able to determine as a security expert that the equipment they are using are the Tetra systems. The Tetra systems are all encrypted. You can't hear them talk.
Yeah.
But the two-way radio is open. It's open air communication. And also I was equally marvelously shocked to find out that some of the equipment, some of the guns we are using are the Barrett guns and the Mark IVs. These are Second World War guns, for goodness sake.
So, Chief Chikwe, from your own view, what are the hindrances to us having the best of tools in our military?
Well, a large portion of it has to do with corruption. We are told that some monies have been released sizably.
Okay.
If you see the quantity of money, if you hear the amount of money, we in the security profession, we have analyzed the amount of funds that have been released for security in the country. We're not saying it is enough, but it is enough to do more than we are doing today. So very close to 60% of it, to 70% of it, are not channeled for the purpose for which they are meant. Okay. It's unfortunate. The people we are fighting, not just Boko Haram alone, I hope you know.
Yes.
We have about 18 groups. And let me not start mentioning them here. We have 18 insurgency groups in the country today. Most of them have rocket-propelled grenades. Most of them are using land-to-surface missiles. They are well equipped. But what our people are using is substandard. And more importantly, my dear.
Yes.
The morale is low.
The morale is low.
The morale is very low. I went to install some of our security equipment in the one of the, let me not mention where, one of the military installations to determine, it's an Interpol system that is used in determining a few things. Let me not explain them here.
Okay.
I was shocked to find out that most of them were saying that their allowances are not even being paid. Even when these allowances are not good enough, are not enough to sustain them, they don't come regular. And you carry a gun and give them, and ask them to go and fight a very armed enemy. It's a problem in the country, my dear. I believe that what we should do today is, one, the tenure of the security chiefs expired 3 times. And we are saying they're not doing enough. Though we also know they don't have the tools. But they should go. Because they don't have the morals. They don't have the capacity to sustain the security apparatus the little we have. Their tenure have expired 3 times. And the president himself have said that they're not doing enough.
So in your view,
Yes.
do you think, is there a justification for the continuous keeping of service chiefs even beyond their years?
Well, I told you that we have a president who is not sensitive to criticism. The more you criticize him, the more he holds to his positions. The law enforcement, the National Assembly should not be criticizing him or passing the resolutions that are intended to cast aspersions on the executive. No. They should do their constitutional role. Change the law.
Okay.
Change the law. Today, only the president. We have one commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And we have one commander-in-chief of all security apparatus. It is in the exclusive list. Only one person is in charge of them all. So usually, if you decentralize security, it goes down to the grassroots, like it's been done around the world. Nowhere, anywhere in the world that you allow the total security of a country in the hands of just the president or maybe the prime minister. No. It has to come down. So their roles ought to be change the laws and then make it effective.
Okay.
And also provide the tools for security. No matter how intelligent, I keep saying this every opportunity I have, no matter how smart, no matter how intelligent, no matter how experienced a cardiologist is, if you don't provide him with, he cannot feel the heartbeat. There must be the tools for, there must be tools for security, there must be tools for the armed forces. As I talk to you right now, as an insider, the tools are substandard.
Okay. All right, so looking at the issue of undertooling and underfunding in our security apparatus and the war that we are currently fighting right now, what threats does this pose for us?
Enormous threat. Enormous threat. You recall when I spoke some time ago on Flow FM, I advised the southeastern governors to do something away from what they are doing right now. They should even emulate some of our regional heads. Look at what has happened in the West. They have set up their Amotoku. Within 2 weeks, equipped Amotoku to ensure that at least the security of life and property of their people is guaranteed, at least to some minimum. You can see that these attacks in the West now has gone down almost to zero. But in the southeast, the attacks is on the increase. Our governors are totally insensitive of what they ought to do. The Ogbunigwe that was supposed to be set up has not been set up. And our people are left to their own personal securities if they can afford it. What can a farmer who is in the Hinter forest, what can he afford to protect himself against the attack that the headsmen are unleashing, terrorists are unleashing today? People may not know the figures. If I give you the figures, you will shout. I'm in security. I have the figures. It is happening every day. People are being killed. Farmers are being killed. Our women and our sisters and mothers are being raped. And then they sit down in the comfort of their offices and don't do the needful. The North have done their bit. But I'm talking about what happens in the Southeast.
Okay.
The Southeastern governors should sit up to be able to cushion the effect of the inability of the federal forces to provide security for them. That is what is happening today, and that is what they're not doing.
All right, sir, before we let you go, what is the way forward?
I have given you when it has to do with Southeast. You see, I believe in decentralization of this security apparatus. Every region has its peculiarity. In the Southeast, where I am personally concerned, seriously concerned, we should set up the Ogbunigwe, or whatever name you call it. It must be the proper community policing project, where the people are authorized and empowered to secure their small communities. That is what we need.
Okay.
Every community should be empowered, equipped, and authorized to secure their community. Because if you want to leave it to the greater national security apparatus, it has failed. It has failed everybody. It has failed everybody. Both the equipment, the tools, the morale, it's all substandard. It is all unfortunate.
Okay.
I believe this is what we ought to do right now. I'm not going to be giving a national solution when in Southeast, where we ought to have effective solution, it's not been harnessed. So let me look at Southeast.
Okay.
Southeast, this is what we ought to do. Let us take advantage. Right now, the government have agreed that there should be community policing projects around the nation. We we should take advantage of it, like the Western region have done. Take advantage of it, set up the various apparatus in the communities. The people know who the criminals are. The people know where their farms are. People knows where their properties are. And they are the ones that will be able to protect themselves. Nobody can have the desire to protect you more than yourself. So if you're empowered to protect yourself, you'll be in a better position to do that and do it more effectively.
All right.
That is my thinking.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the platform.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We just got off the phone with a security expert and system coordinator of the Interpol, Chief Chikwe Udense, doing justice to the issue at hand. And what are we looking at this morning? We're revisiting the status of our service chiefs vis-a-vis the level of insecurity in Nigeria. Yes, the National Assembly demanding the exit of service chiefs, but then the presidency dismissing the call. Now the numbers to call: 0818-1826-949 or 0811-6052-949. You can also send SMSs to 0906-510-8289. It's time for you to react to the issue at hand right now. What do you think? What's your take, your contribution? We want to feel your pulse. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Name is Gabriel from Nigeria.
Gabriel, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, my sister. Whosoever that is expecting our dear president.
Oh no, Gabriel, the call got disconnected. Do well to call us back. Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Comrade Uche. I'm calling from Factory Road.
Uche, you're welcome.
Thank you. The issue with the deteriorating security situation in the country, to me, I know that the security system, the security formations, they are well underfunded. But I believe that inexperience is presently playing a damning role in what we are seeing now.
Inexperience.
Yes, from the part of the service chiefs.
Okay.
Especially the Chief of Army Staff. In 2015, before he was appointed as the Chief of Army, substantive Chief of Army Staff, 25 generals were unjustly retired. These are generals that have experience, including General Essien, that has participated in United Nations peacekeeping missions. But they were unjust. Some of them have like 6 years to the end of their service years. But they were unjustly retired. And Tukur Buratai was elevated as the Chief of Army Staff. Presently, what we are seeing from him in particular is crass inexperience. Despite the fact that we are lacking some equipment, security equipment.
All right, please wrap up your thoughts.
Yes, I know federal government has been doing enough in terms of funding, but the funds are not well executed.
Okay.
Some people are playing some smart games with the funds. So I think, especially the Chief of Army Staff, Tukur Buratai, he needs to go. The IGP is doing well, and some of his colleagues.
All right,
so
thank you.
To go.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
What is my name?
Your name is?
What is my name?
All right, please go on.
Yes, you see this present government, in the third cardinal point, security, corruption, and infrastructure. You see, when you are coming to board, you must have your plan. People always say, let's have to go back to your drawing board. They don't have any plan of this security. They were making noise because they sponsored Boko Haram. How to fight them? They don't have. You can remember that these people said, attack Boko Haram is attack to the north. You can also remember, I have it in paper here, that's what I'm going to tell you this paper. The Boko Haram, when the Jonathan was telling them to come for negotiation, they appointed Buhari as their patron, which he declined. And you can see this background that they don't have any means of attacking them. And that is why what is happening. Let me just make a reference again, if you can remember, maybe it will the Chief of Army Staff was in charge of the procurement of weapons during the time of
Please wrap up your thoughts. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yes, I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying in effect is that the government is not prepared to fight with this. If they are prepared, you can see the general is doing court martial. When he said the truth, when the truth is still exposed to them, if they are serious, they would have capitalized on that and try to marshal a way they can handle this. But we have a president who don't listen because people did not elect him. I'm saying this because if you have the people who have elected him, the people in the National Assembly, the people elected him.
All right, thank you.
The grassroots, and you don't want to listen to them.
Thank you.
It's because they have a program. The program is for Islamization. That is the whole point of the whole thing that is happening. And the people are benefiting from this thing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning. Well, the number to call 0808-1826-949 or 0811-6052-949. You can send your SMSs to 0906-510-8289. We are revisiting the status of service chiefs and the level of insecurity in Nigeria and the demand for the exit of the service chiefs. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
Eric from Omoya.
Eric, you're welcome.
Thank you. After corruption, the biggest other challenge we have in Nigeria is insecurity. Coincidentally, it appears one of the three cardinal points that this government came on board: economy, security, and corruption. Your man there said something. Let me even start with what one of these senators that lost a woman sometime and later redeemed his image said. He mentioned the amount of money that has gone into the hands of the military over the years, 4.5 trillion naira. He also stated categorically that it wasn't all about funding, but how it is being managed. He mentioned a lot of certain things that if you hear, you know that certain things are critically wrong with our security system. The man you just interviewed, in one of the statements, he said that you have a president that is unconcerned about constructive criticism. So when somebody sees that something is wrong or he did not see, somebody now saw and tells him, he does not feel concerned about it. That is a very bad omen for the system. Nigerians are dying in droves, civilians, and now our military are dying and resigning also en masse. And somebody is not agitated, somebody is not moved, then there must be something wrong. Lastly, the blessed man, what's his name? Tunji Braithwaite, told us on the national TV prior to his death that the man inaugurated his service chiefs on a day that commemorates the overthrow of his government in 1985. That speaks volume of what was his intention prior to the inauguration of the current service chiefs, whose tenure is 5 years running down the drain. Their tenure has expired and not much has been noticed, and people have called for these persons to go and they remain there. Buhari himself, President Buhari told us once that the people who are destroying Nigerians and killing them are foreigners from trained in Libya and other places. Just a few days back, Burutai himself, the service chief, said that 99% of those troubling Nigerians are Nigerians. Very contradictory. And what has gone wrong? I think there is a need for us to sit down and look at it dispassionately and understand that the current persons have failed us security-wise and we need a change. But the problem I have personally, who replaces them? Are they better? Do we have persons capable of doing better? If they are, let us look at them, discover them, use them, and let them do the magic so that we'll have peace in this nation called Nigeria. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Chairman Kwanta.
Yes, good morning to you.
My name is Wako Chidebere.
Chidebere, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. My concern is on the South-East. I totally agree with Udensky. Let the South-East governors come together and do the needful. Remember that there was a time in the north that when they were shouting as regards to cattle rustling and all the rest of them, the leaders in the northeast did not really take it serious. And that is one of the things that generated to these bandits and all the rest of them that they are calling it. And I remember very well when President Buhari came on board 2015, after 2016, he gave order to IG of police, which made IG of police to give instruction to all the commissioners of police in each of the states that everybody who has gun in his or her possession should return it to the station or they will be arrested. Even our own local vigilantes that usually go with gun and all the rest of them.
Please wrap up your thoughts.
And even the, what do you call them? These people that usually go to farm and all the rest of them, they started returning their gun. And at the end of the day, today, the Fulani herdsmen now took advantage of it. Go to Ebonyi State and see what they are doing there to our women. And most of our Southeast leaders are just playing politics with it. We should take this insecurity matter very serious, mainly in the Southeast. It is very, very important for the Southeast leaders to come together. Please, so that this thing will not get out of hand.
All right. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, teacher. Calling from Umaya.
You're welcome. What's your contribution?
My contribution is that a treatment or not a treatment can never be a barrier of not handling this issue. One will ask, which equipment are better used to support the government of Sierra Leone when there were coup d'etat? The issue have grown beyond a state of emergency. What Nigeria Operational Code of their conduct, Nigeria Operational Army structure is combating this moment in state of emergency. They should declare it a state of war. When they came to Python dance here, what they did here was not a state of emergency. It was like a war. And other than telling you, they are combating this issue with the sympathy and not empathy. When you are working with the sympathy, you don't get results.
Okay.
Nigeria have a treatment. If they say Nigeria don't have the treatment, let me declare a sovereign state of Biafra now. You will see Nigeria treatment.
All right.
Go to treatment to the northeast and get the result. That's as for those people who are saying that National Assembly cannot sack a service chief. National Assembly can sack the president himself because the security cannot operate without the legislative. It's not there's only like a exclusive.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We have an SMS here. Honorable Bright Okoro from Okagwe. Ohofia says, I think what our president should do is to sack the service chiefs and bring in fresh men with fresh ideas. Flow is the best. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Emeka, you're welcome.
Yeah, calling from Belfast Assassination. You see, my sister, this is a very serious issue that dealing with. You know, I've been sure it's not 2016. I was living in the north in 2011, and I had I studied the mentality of Buhari, and I say, in 2016, I told people around me that you're going to take your dreams because this man has a strong mentality tied to the north. I know also, I had it sometimes, and I said, what is actually happening is a kind of somebody who is emotionally tied to people that he find it difficult to use strong hammer. It is hard on them. You see, if you change the security chiefs, who are you going to replace them with? This has to do with the people, the person piloting the affairs of the country, because he's emotionally tied to his father. And that is the problem. So if you change them, you're probably going to make the same problem. That is mitigating. As in fact, is holding the service chiefs down. Because good as I said, you said that Nigeria should be ready for fight terrorism and the Nigerians are ready. Look at the statement, the Nigerians are ready. They will fight the insurgency and the terrorism comes to an end. I don't know who is referring to. And who are these Nigerians? So it's just practically saying that there's something we can do about this stuff.
Okay.
And that is the problem. So if perhaps this thing continues, my own problem might be the Southeastern governors. How they've been playing, depending on the issue of that.
Please wrap up your thoughts. Thank you.
What I'm saying that we should get prepared. I don't know what is going to happen in Chile's time. We should get prepared.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, that's it on the platform for today, midweek edition. The platform is the pinnacle of all discussions. Come Friday, we will have another edition, same time at 10 a.m. A big thank you to Chief Chikwe Udensi, a security expert and system coordinator of Interpol, and special thanks to the producer, Samson Eze. I am Chioma Nkwanta. Enjoy the rest of your day.